Thank you, Diane. Welcome back to Substitute Tour. I am your host, Andrew Frett here. Just last week, on last week's episode, I talked about um, my substitute tour at Briar Creek, also at uh, also at Rubber Bend Elementary. Also talked about the gas shortage that happened back in May. So this week on the substitute tour, I'll be talking about my time back at Wendell Middle School and also at Pond Hollow Middle. So first things first, we're gonna go to Wendell, where I had to sub for an eighth grade class. Um, that day was very interesting, to say the least. Very interesting. Um, the reason why it was interesting because on that day I had to sub for a seventh grade teacher that was out as well. So what happened was in the morning, I had to sub for the class. So in the morning, I had students for homeroom, and then after homeroom, they would go to their back-to-back um, elective class. So during that time, I had to go upstairs to sub for a seventh grade class um, for that time being, and then I had to come back downstairs for actually first period for eighth grade. So, with that being said, um, so I overall the day was great. I had no problems. The only problem that I had was um, I think some of the links didn't work, or either A, some of the links didn't work, or something happened. I'm not sure. It was back in May. Um, yeah. So now I just never realized. So I didn't get the slides that need to be projected on the computer, on the um, on the screen. So I had to ask a um, a teacher to send me the slides that needs to be shown to the students in order for me to talk about it. Um, so kudos to that teacher as well for sending me that so that I can actually talk about it. Um, Overall, um, the day was great. I had no problems. Um, so everything was smooth sailing, everything was good. Um, pretty, 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 pretty smooth day, to say the least. Um, to say the least. Yeah, I'm trying to think other things that also happened. Yeah, so when I came back upstairs to sub for a seventh grade class, I didn't know where the students were because I didn't know they was with the other teacher or the other teacher. So it was like a little bit confusing because they didn't tell me where the students were going to be. So I had to ask Miss Roth, who was next door, um, to figure out, hey, where are the students? So apparently they're on the other classroom. So thank you to Miss Ross for helping me out because I surely didn't know where they were. And then so and then so watched them for a little bit, or supervise them for a little bit as they were getting ready to prepare for their EOGs, and then from that, when that time ended, I had to go back downstairs to actually start um, first period because first period didn't actually start until like 10 something. So I had to rush back downstairs in order to get stuff ready for first period. Um, but yeah, I'm looking forward to going back to that school again for this upcoming school year. So looking forward. Um, so the next day I went to sub at Pine Hollow, which is right near my home, literally like 10 minutes, well, 5 to 10 minutes away from my home. So, never been to the school before, so excited. Went to Pine Hollow to sub for this day was unique. Because I had to sub for a sixth grade social studies, and then I had to sub for a seventh grade science. So in the beginning, also I had to, well, let me take it back. So on that day, I had to on that day I had to, so on that day I had 3 classes of in person, and I had 1 online class, which was very, to say the least, very weird because I never done, substituting a virtual class before. So like I had a whole bunch of questions because like I didn't know what to do. Like, okay. So it's like I had homeroom, 2 classes back to back, and then they go to lunch. And right after lunch, that's when the online class starts. So I had to actually come on computer like I'm doing now. And it's very different because you're so used to saying like the instructions for in person. It's very different from virtual students because they're at home, and it's like very different in a way. So I told them, this is very new, however, it's a lot different, and the instruction is very different, just for their sub. It's a lot. It was really different. So after online class, after some of our online class, I had to go upstairs to sub for 7th grade science, because for 6th grade they had back-to-back electives. So typically, if I didn't have to sub for a science class, I will actually leave about around 1 o'clock. But because they assigned me to sub for a 7th grade science, I had to stay there until about 3 o'clock, which is perfectly fine, which I have no problems. Like I just didn't know I was going to, like when I walked in that morning to the office to sign in, like I saw my name. They're like, oh, hey, we want you to sub for this class. I'm like, great. So that's what I did. Yeah, Pine Hollow. Of course, I'll be back this for this upcoming school year. At Pine Hollow, I will say, which I will tell you in just a minute, in the next episode, I'm pretty famous because I am the fun sub. I don't like subs that are strict, can't do anything. No, I bring my personality. Okay, I don't like subs that are strict. Okay. Okay. If you're going to be a strict sub, that means the student's going to have a bad day. Okay. The students will remember you as the bad sub. Okay. not as the fun sub, but they will remind you. Okay, I'm pretty sure students will want the good sub. they they want the good sub instead of the bad sub. Um, so for next week, um, so for next week, I'm going to be talking about at Alton Ridge and back at back at Holly Ridge on the next episode. And then after that, my good old friend Damian Anderson will join the show as he will talk about his reflecting year as a TA. And in the following episode, back at Pond Hollow, part 2, only this time I am same grade level, but I am subbing for an 6th grade language arts. And then I will go to and then the following day I'll be at Pleasant Grove Elementary, 7th for 5th grade, almost before my vacation, because I took my vacation back in June, towards I think the second week of June. So, and then new school year starts. So, without further ado, I am Andrew Frett, and I'll see y'all next week on a brand new episode of the substitute tour. So till then, see y'all next week.